Please silence your cell phones. We are about to go live. Here we go. Here we go, guys. Looking pretty. Chin up. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome inside the iconic MGM Grand Garden Arena here in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. This is boxing. This is Top Rank, presented by Hall of Fame boxing promoter Mr. Bob Arum. Brought to you all week long by Bud Light, the official beer of celebrations, by AutoZone, get in the zone, by Boost, mobile money is power, by C4 Energy, energy that hits, and by DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the app now. Now that I said all that and the bills are paid, this is our undercard press conference on what is shaping up to be an incredible Saturday night from this iconic boxing legendary venue. I look around and I've never felt older in my entire life. Before we get to the undercard presser, I do have an announcement to make on behalf of Top Rank Boxing. Former unified champion George Kambosos Jr. has signed a multi-fight co-promotional agreement with Top Rank Boxing. Top Rank will work in conjunction with DeBella Entertainment and Ferocious Promotions. Top Rank has signed George Kambosos to a multi-fight co-promotional deal. Kambosos will return to the ring shortly. He's actually on his way to Las Vegas. You will see him here this weekend. So be on the lookout for those announcements as George Kambosos Jr. gets back into the ring, signing a co-promotional multi-fight deal with Top Rank. All right, let's get into it. To my left, Amari Jones. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Amari, 19 years old, 8-0, 7 knockouts. You call Las Vegas home. What does this mean to you to have the chance to dance on Saturday night here inside the MGM Grand Garden Arena?
First, I want to give a thanks to God. Alhamdulillah. It means a lot, man. Another big card, for the second year or third year in a row. You know what I'm saying? It feels good.
Yeah, this is home, right? So you've driven past this building how many times up and down the strip, but now driving up to MGM, parking your car, coming in, you get to put on a show Saturday night. That's got to be a little different than the last time out in Australia.
Yeah, absolutely. Australia was, far from home, but, I went and got the job done. But here in Las Vegas, I moved here a couple years ago, and now I call this home. And, a lot of family's going to come out, and I can't wait to put on a show for them.
Yeah, a lot of people come to Vegas and like, I'm going to do a couple months, and they end up spending the rest of their lives here. It's a special place to call home. Talking about your last outing in Australia, an amazing unanimous decision victory. What did you learn from that experience? How did you improve as a fighter looking back on that experience?
I improved a lot. I had a real tough opponent. I want to say he was number 3 or number 2 ranked in Australia, and he was really tough, and it brought the best out of me. He didn't come to lay down, and I like those type of opponents because, like I said, it shows the best and it brings the best out of me.
I mentioned, is it 19 or 21?
21.
21, yeah, 19's over here. You're fighting at middleweight at 21. Where do you see yourself eventually landing as you get older and you become, no disrespect, more of a man?
For sure. I mean, right now I can't tell. I'm still so young, so I'm never gonna not let my body grow at the end of the day. But I don't know, man. Heavyweight, if I could.
Listen, talk about your relationship for a second. You're great friends with Devin. What's that been like? What's his mindset like as somebody who is a friend of his, being around him all the time, preparing for, in my opinion, the biggest fight of his career as well?
Absolutely. Devin trains every fight for the biggest fight of his career, like the fight of his life. This fight, going into training camp, I can tell it definitely means a lot to him. It's very personal to him. So this fight, man, it's cliche to say like every camp is the best camp, but this one was something special.
All week long, we've been talking about the stacked card. Obviously, you're a part of that. You're taking on Pacino Hill, who's a tough opponent. Did you have a chance to study tape, or do you just go in and say, hey, I'm going to do what I do, and I'm putting on a show?
Of course, I studied a little tape on him. He's very tough, but I got real skills. So, Saturday night, I'm going to show real skills, and I'm levels above anybody's fought.
Listen, Amari, thank you so much for being here. I know Fight Week's crazy. Appreciate your time sitting with us. To my right, your left, I'm going over here to Emiliano Vargas. Always looking like $1 million, brother. Thanks for being here. 19 years old. We just saw you in Oklahoma, second round knockout victory. How's the pro game learning process been for you so far? You're 4-0, 3 knockouts. You're now into this pro game. What's it been like for you?
No, well, I just want to give a special thanks to Bob Arum, special thanks to Top Rank, my amazing managers. This is truly a blessing. You're talking about fighting at the MGM Grand. It doesn't get, rarely gets bigger than this. So I just want to thank everybody involved. Thank you for the opportunity. And, come Saturday night, I'm going to give them another reason to put me on another big card. So, but it's definitely a learning experience. Learning fight by fight, having my father there, having Jorge Linares there with me. It's definitely a blessing. I'm soaking everything up like a sponge, and you'll see Saturday night.
Like the Maloney brothers, one of the brothers was on last week in Stockton.
Right.
The same thing with your family.
Right.
Your brother put on a show in Stockton. This week it's your turn. How's your family provided you an extra layer of support throughout this process? Because I've been bringing up family all week, and
Right.
I know a lot of the media in here has been paying attention to the families. This is a family affair this Saturday night, especially in our main event and in our
Right.
and with you guys as well. What's the family life been like in this game?
It's very supportive. It's first and foremost, it's a blessing having my dad watching everything and making sure everything's all right, and then having my brothers as well with the weight cuts, with the running, the sparring, the trainings. They're doing everything that I'm doing, so it doesn't get as lonely. This sport, it does get lonely, but with my brothers there, their support, everything my father went through, I'm gonna go through. Everything that my brothers are going through, I'm going through. So it's definitely a family affair. It's a blessing to have them there and here in beautiful Los Vargas, Nevada. So
I think we need a T-shirt. Is there a T-shirt
There we go.
guy in
We
the
gotta
house?
trademark
Can we
that
get
one.
Las Vargas, Nevada, please? Put that on the Top Rank website. By the way, Top Rank just launched an incredible new merch website. So everybody watching, go to toprank.com, click on the shop tab. A bunch of new stuff just dropped. I do want to talk about your father for a second. Obviously a legend in the sport. And when we look at our main event Saturday night, there's this incredible father-son relationship holding all 4 belts. Obviously, I think it goes without saying that that's where you aspire to be. Talk about your father and what he means to you inside and outside the ring.
I actually, for this fight, one of my favorite photos, and I'll show it on my phone right now, is my wallpaper, my dad walking out. And you see a silhouette of him and everybody, all the fans around him. And I've been soaking that in. I can't wait to make that walk. I can't wait to soak it in. I can't wait to have thousands of fans scream my name, scream the Vargas name again. And especially MGM Grand. It doesn't get no better than this. Don't cry. Don't cry, Valdo. All right? All right?
I'm about to cry. You're about to make me cry.
I love that man, though, man. I wouldn't be here without him. And come Saturday night, man, I'm going to soak everything in. This is where I know I'm supposed to be. And, I'm only 19 years old. It's going to get real scary in a couple of years. I'm going to get the experience. And, then we'll have those belts.
Enjoy every minute of it. We'll see you tomorrow on the
course.
scales. Emiliano, thanks for being
Thank you,
with us
everybody.
today. Sitting with me now on stage as we have both opponents here with me, 8 rounds in the middleweight division. Nico Ali Walsh, Danny Rosenberger. Thank you, gentlemen, for being here.
you.
Nico, let's start with you. This is the first time you're walking into an 8-round fight. First time working with Jamie Belt. Let's dive into that a little bit. How has that experience been with Jamie?
Oh, man. Jamie is, well, first off, I want to say alhamdulillah. Thank God so much for being here. And I've got to thank Bob Arum, Brad Jacobs, Brad Goodman, and Bruce Trampler for just giving me this opportunity and this platform. But Jamie is a killer. This camp has been the toughest by far. It's a blessing that I'm able to work with him, and you will see the massive improvement from last fight, this next fight.
Yeah, he's one of the top strength and conditioning coaches. I can't even walk up the stairs anymore here at the Grand Garden, and I see the videos that he posts on social, and I want to vomit.
He would make you run them.
Yeah, no, that's not happening. 8 rounds, though. First time going into 8. does that change the mindset? Do you change the approach in camp, or is it just business as usual?
I believe it's business as usual because this camp I trained with Kenny Sims, who just fought a 12-round title eliminator. So I'm prepared for 12 rounds this fight. I trained like I'm fighting for a title eliminator because we were doing the same stuff. So the rounds don't really matter. I love more rounds because it's just more experience. Numerically, you could see it that I've done more rounds. I think that's great. But no, it doesn't change anything.
Danny, I'm coming over to you. Danny Rosenberger, you are from Ohio, and your family has an incredible boxing history. Your father, Rusty, was an amazing cruiserweight. Your late uncle, Razor, was an amazing welterweight.
Right.
How excited are you and your family to be here in Vegas on this incredible card?
Thank you, Top Rank, everybody here. So mostly my dad, very excited. He so he's texted me every day, probably 5-6 times in a row, telling me the magnitude of everything that's going on. And sometimes I'm like, Dad, like I get it. I know who I'm fighting. I know who his grandpa was. Tough kid. Like, I understand, but still, he's so excited, which gets me excited. It makes me feed off the energy. I just love it.
Your age and experience, you said, will help you Saturday night. Is this an opportunity? And you said this is an opportunity you don't want to waste. Put that into words. What can we expect from you Saturday night?
So I definitely have experience. I have a lot of fights under my belts. I have 9 losses, but don't judge me by my past, everybody. I don't live there anymore, all right? I'm right now. And I won my last 7. I've been working really hard. And, I'm hoping my experience in the ring compared to his will give me a little edge. But I know he's going to give me everything he has. I know he's had a good camp, he said. And, so have we. We put the work in. So we're just excited to get out there, put a show on.
Nico, your last fight went the distance. You put your opponent on the mat, but he pushed you through 6. What did you take away from that fight? Like, you thought that thing was over. We all did. We were all sitting ringside, and that kid got back up, and he was tough, and he pushed you through all 6.
I did not think it was over. I knew he was tough. When he went down, I was expecting him to get up right then. So I knew who he was before I got into that fight. And I'm so happy I went 6 rounds. I was expecting to go 6 rounds that last fight. And again, that's just more experience for me. And he was so tough, but I knew he would be. So I'm very thankful for that last fight.
Danny, Golden String Boxing Gym in Youngstown. We got to give a big shout out to that gym back in Youngstown. What makes that place so special for you when it comes to working out?
So with that, you go down these steps. It's an old, gritty place. You walk in the gym, you're like, oh man, people sweat and bleed in this place. That old Youngstown, Rust Belt type. It's exactly the type of gym it is. Like, you're gonna bust your ass while you're in there.
How many levels underground is it? I get a little claustrophobic. I don't even know if I want to cover your camp.
You go down a couple steps and about 5 more.
I don't know, dude.
You just gotta come find out.
What's a typical day in that gym like?
Typical in there. So I train usually from 4 to 6. Then I do my strength and conditioning. I do own a masonry company, so I do that all day. The masonry and chimney doctors. Yeah, so I do that from 7 a.m. till 4 o'clock. And then I leave straight from work. I carry brick, block, stone. I do. It's my company. And, I go right to the gym after, then put that work in, then strength conditioning, the running. My days are pretty full.
It sounds like a Rocky movie montage where we can just send the Top Rank cameras out there. We'll put some music underneath you, show you carrying bricks, and then go to the boxing gym, which happens to be in the basement in Youngstown, Ohio.
Right.
Hey, listen, thanks so much for being here. Nico, one last one for you. And again, I hate to beat a dead horse, but I am, because family has been brought up so much this week with everybody that's on this card. And I think that's what makes boxing so special, is just the families behind all of the fighters. How special is it for you to be back in Vegas? It's your second time, fighting here. You said it's my second homecoming. It's got to be not just something special for you, but I look around and see your family with us here today. How special is it for you guys as a family?
It's super special. I think it's not just Vegas, because obviously Vegas is home now. The fact that it's in the MGM, I'm standing on the grounds where I used to hang out with my family and of course my grandfather. So it's just amazing. The MGM brings back so much nostalgia. it makes me feel that much more powerful. I remember actually seeing Bob Arum years ago come to my grandfather's 70th party here at the MGM. So it's crazy that everything's coming back around, and it's a super blessing.
Well, I imagine you'll have many more appearances in this building. Thank you so much for spending time with us.
Thank you.
Listen, everybody's talking about the main event. We're kind of forgetting that there's another title on the line Saturday night. The vacant WBO junior bantamweight world title is on the line, and they are with me here as well. Junto Nakatani from Japan, Andrew Maloney from Australia, the WBO number 1 ranked fighter, the WBO number 2 ranked fighter. This one has fireworks written all over it. Andrew, I'm going to start with you. How special is it for you to not only be fighting in the United States, but here in Vegas, in this iconic MGM Grand Garden Arena for a world title?
Honestly, it's just amazing. I was going to say it's a dream come true, but this is even bigger than that, better than that. This is like the wildest dream, way better than anything I could ever imagine, to fight for a world title here in Vegas at the MGM Grand 1 week after my brother became world champion in Stockton, California last weekend. Now it's my turn to become world champion in Vegas at the MGM Grand on one of the biggest cards of the year in boxing. You couldn't write the story any better. And that's why I'm just so excited for this Saturday night. I know this is my time. This is how our story was supposed to unfold, and this is destiny. I'm going to become world champion.
I love it. Junto Nakatani, welcome to the United States as well. How has this week been for you so far? Has it been a little overwhelming, or have you settled into all things Las Vegas? And we have Nobu off stage as well, but if you wanted to make a statement first, please, welcome.
First of all, thank you for the top rank and taking promotion and my team. Thank you for such a big stage. I've been training very hard for May 20. All that's left is to demonstrate. I want to make an impression on boxing fans in Las Vegas and around the world. Thank you very much.
Would you like to address everybody watching in Japan as well in your native tongue? Please be our guest.
日本の皆様に、ボクシングファンの皆さんに、よろしかったら日本語で一言お願いします。
皆さん、必ずラスベガスで、世界チャンピオンになって帰るので、日本時間で21日、応援よろしくお願いします。
I'm confident that I will be going home with a belt. I hope that you'll be able to watch the fight.
Nobu, I'd like to ask him, he's been sparring at various gyms in California. He's been there for the past 10 weeks. Can he just talk about his sparring experience going from gym to gym in California?
ロサンゼルスで10週間、スパーリングなどいろんなところのジムでやられてと聞いてますけれども、どのような経験をされましたか？
そしていろんなタイプの選手とスパーリングができて、300ラウンド超える実践を詰めたので、すごくいい調整ができました。
Yes, I was able to spar with many different types of, and I sparred around 300 rounds, so it was a very good experience for me.
Anything else? That's good. Okay, I'm going this direction. All right, Andrew. You said to be the man, you got to beat the man. I saw that quote in an interview you did recently. You're facing a tough opponent sitting to my left, but these are the steps you have to go through to become world champion.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt Junto's a good fighter. He was a world champion. He's undefeated, and he's pretty avoided in this weight division. We saw Kazuto Ioka decide to vacate his belt rather than fight Nakatani. But as you've seen from me and my brother, we'll fight anyone, anywhere, anytime. Whatever we have to do to become world champion, we'll do. We've dedicated our lives to this sport for 20 years now, and I'm just thankful that things played out like this. And Ioka did vacate his belt, and I did get the opportunity to fight Nakatani. The story couldn't have unfolded any better. 1 week after my brother, I get the opportunity now to become world champion. And I'm just so excited, so grateful for the opportunity. Thank you to everyone at Top Rank for making this happen and writing this story. And now I've got to grab that opportunity with both hands and make sure I leave that ring with that belt strapped around my waist.
I was in Stockton last week. Obviously, I read the decision, and I was able to see out of the corner of my eye your response, not just your brother's, to me reading those results. What's that going to feel like for you when you're in the ring and maybe I read those results and they're in your favor?
There's no words to describe the feeling that's going to be. I was so happy for my brother Jason. I know what he's been through for the last 20 years. We've done this side by side. And now it's only fitting that we both go home with those world titles on the plane back to Australia and celebrate with all our friends, family, team, sponsors and supporters and everyone who helped make this possible. There's no way I'm leaving that ring without that belt.
Nobu, I'd like to ask Junto. He's been trained by Rudy Hernandez since he was 15 years old. What would this title mean to Rudy?
ルディに15歳からトレーニングをしてもらって、トレーナーとして教えてもらってますけれども、これはルディにとってあなたがこの世界ベルトを取ったらどういう意味だと思いますか？
そうですね、まあ一つの自信にまたなっていくと思いますし、まあルディと大輔さんと長くやってきた、この積み上げてきたものを5月20日にしっかり発揮したいなという思いです。
I feel very confident that Rudy is in my corner, and what Rudy and Daisuke has taught me, I would like to show in the ring to show them that that's what I learned from them.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be an unbelievable Saturday night here in Las Vegas, Nevada. And as somebody who sits on this stage and interviews these guys time and time again, it's unfortunate, but somebody has to lose at the end of the day. These guys are all incredible human beings first, and magnificent fighters second. And I am so privileged and honored to be here with you. Thank you all for spending time with us yesterday, today. We're going to get everybody on the scale tomorrow. ESPN News at 4 p.m. Pacific. You do not want to miss it. Everybody gets on the scale, and you can witness it here from the iconic MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. As always, this is boxing. This is Top Rank. We will see you tomorrow as we get them on the scale. Have a great afternoon, everybody.